brilliant music cue goes here. You know that song that you love from like 30 years ago? It's playing right now in slow motion.
Damn it. Damn it. Usually I take these videos and I put them through my editing thing to cut off the end and the start, but this time I want this up quickly, so I'm not doing that. Otherwise I could have totally added a song there. Could have had like...
No, because it would never be the perfect song for each one of our viewers. Because right now, in each of their minds, it's that perfect song from like 30 years ago that they really liked that one time. They're like, oh, yeah.
It's not 30 years ago, but I've thought of the perfect song for everyone. Feel free to write down that I'm wrong, but you know, you're wrong. It's Isolated by Chiasm. Or Chasm, sorry.
What the fuck that is?
It's the band in the goth... The song in the goth club in Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines.
I only got 5 minutes into the game because my video card was incompatible, and I was too ashamed to admit that I'd spent all that money on the pre-release copy. The game with the hardcover Book of Nod, the soundtrack, and the Louis Ankh necklace, but it would cost so much more to upgrade my computer that I just never played it.
It was in the soundtrack, and it was one of the good songs.
Okay. We saw Suicide Squad. Alright, it wasn't, like, horrible. It wasn't, like, tear your eyes out, roll around the rounds, as above, so below kind of bad.
It wasn't Amazing Spider-Man 2 or Fantastic or Batman vs. Superman, but issues.
It had issues, it really did. I mean, I don't know. It was, for one, I'm gonna tell you exactly how this goes, and if you've ever played a paper and pencil RPG, you will understand. It was your friend's very first campaign DMing. That's what this was. Where, like, he's like, oh, okay, hold on, you take the portal, and now you're in the jungle, and he's fumbling on the CD player for the right track on the mix CD that he made, entitled My Campaign Mix CD for Welcome to the Jungle. Like, every song was so, like, perfectly self-referential that when it started raining, I would crane forward, waiting to hear Rolling Stones or Rain Fell Down. Like...
For a slightly different interpretation, you know, of how it felt as though the film had an editing pass done by a not very good and not very experienced AMV editor. Like, they're like, it's Harley Quinn, and she's all being independent, not owned by the Joker, even though she is, so, you don't own me.
That was such a really great song when no one knew it. Like, not no one knew it, because it was a hit, obviously, but when they sing it at the end of First Wives Club, which is one of my favorite romantic comedies, go watch it. It's really good. No, shut up. No, there's even a lesbian in it. Stop it. No, like, not like, oh, yeah, that's great, and they do their own version of it. I'm like, that's great. And now there's some remix of it out, but, like, I'm like, oh, I get it, because she's an independent girl, right?
You know,
Look, they're playing Sympathy for the Devil as your woman is walking in there, and later, Harley asks her, are you the devil? Get it? Because she's a bad guy. Ugh.
In fact, I'm thinking about this. I don't know if it already is or it will be, but it should be a meme that someone takes a bit from this film, and then adds a song that's really, really, you know, obvious over it, just as a meme, because the film's already started doing this. Like, for instance, whenever they're walking on...
Or like a really, really, really bad song, like one of the B cuts from President of the United States of America, you know, the band that did Lump? Mm-hmm. Like a really stupid one, like that song about the dentist. Or...
As long as you can come up with some sort of reason as why it's there.
Oh no, or like really bad, like alternative, like, you know, adult alternative or something like that, or cut it to like Owl City's Fireflies. Like, just do it, guys, do it, and then leave in the comments.
In the film, like, they have the... Usually you can tell why there's like Sympathy for the Devil for Amanda Waller. You've got... Usually you can tell why they're doing what they're doing. Yeah,
it's really... spend a fucking fortune on licensing fees.
It's the sort of level of clever that a 10-year-old would think is clever.
Like I said, it really is your friend's first DM job with his mix CD.
But
or her mix CD.
The most ridiculous, sort of, and tenuous sort of connection for the song is they played a particular song in a lift when Harley Quinn was in a lift, which had the bit in the chorus where they said, hey, batter, batter, swing, just because she's got a baseball bat and she's hitting someone with it. That's the level of
and they missed so many good ones. Like, they wasted Eminem on Shady's bat, or Lucas, I don't even know. That one cut off his CD. But when your man Diablo is, like, walking away from the burning house in the wife beater towards the police, why not Love the Way You Lie? Because that's basically the entire music video.
And, okay.
Not that I'm a big Rihanna fan, but I do like Eminem.
Here's my suggestion for this sort of meme idea. Whenever they're all walking en masse to fight the bad guys, and Captain Boomerang comes back in, they should have played Rose Tattoo, We Can't Be Beaten, which, if you go to Hag and Tube, you can hear of the end credits of my Story of Ricky review. It's just an Australian rock band talking about how they're going to, defeat everything and how they're awesome and going to win.
Should have been Waltzing Matilda.
No! It's Australian and it's about going to beat people up. It's perfect for whenever Captain Boomerang comes in.
And also, every character here, regardless of their history in the comics, felt like, again, you and all your friends, first time playing bad guys. And my character's a bad guy. The woman tells you, okay, get out of the car. I punch her in the face because I punch women because I'm a bad guy. It's like every single character my friend Cliff would play. I know that they're, established characters, but I'm not a comic person. And especially, I'm not a DC person.
Yeah, they don't establish about how negative these ones are, because I can think of, based on what we see, about half of the members of the Suicide Squad are less bad than Murder Batman from Batman vs. Superman.
They flash up his thing, Captain Boomerang is known for doing all this stuff, like stealing property damage, okay, grand theft larceny, possibly psychotic. He displays no symptoms of psychosis.
And Captain Boomerang kills no one in the entire film. He didn't kill anyone beforehand. So, which makes him less bad than Murder Superman.
But he deserves to have a fucking bomb next to his jugular.
It's like, they're bad because we're told they're bad. I mean, okay, property damage and psychotic.
Well, no, you know that the Deadshot, he's a hitman.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
but the thing is that but over all of the over lots of media in the past 2 decades, we've really come to empathize with hitmen. We play them in video games, no, we watch their antics because it's always the hitman who tried to get out because he was gonna save his life and have his wife and his children, but one last job brought him back in. It's we empathize with the hitman automatically. That's really fucked up.
With Deadshot, someone please correct me, but I don't think Deadshot has a daughter in the other things. Every other bit of media,
one last mission that's going to bring him back.
But every other time I've seen Deadshot, he's just been hitman for hire, doesn't really give a shit, just wants money, kills. And the fact that either they added him or in the other versions they just took it away, it just shows that they were trying to make them nicer. I got the feeling it was because Will Smith asked for it, because he still has to Will Smith stuff.
Yeah, he's still Will Smith. But Killer Croc was kind of wasted, and I'm not wasted like he was drunk, wasted as a character.
And
I really liked him better in the animated series.
He looked like he was badly ADR'd in, even though he clearly wasn't. Yeah. And when the guy played him, I cannot pronounce your name. I'm really, really sorry if you
because
see this,
he's watching our YouTube video,
which
if
you
are at the show,
But you get a special star of respect if you pretend to be him in the comments. Realistically, if you could make me believe. But he had more character development playing the monosyllabic walking muscle in Thor the Dark World, where he was the second in command of the Dark Elves, who took the stone thing and became the giant monster. And when you have those two parts, and that's the better one,
you
got a slight problem.
All we know about him is that he's a bad guy. And apparently he's a cannibal. Apparently he's African American because all he wants in life that he could ask for is BET. And I'm I don't know if that's supposed to be racist or not. I can't tell.
I don't know what race Killer Croc usually is.
I don't know what race he's supposed to be. Like I said, I liked him a lot better in the animated series where he was dumb, but he knew he was dumb. A lot of times he was listen, Batman, I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't some kind of mastermind. I just hit things. And he had a lot more empathy, too. But, and here's the thing, is I think that we could have stood to have less bad guys, and, see, I know that we're supposed to get this feeling of nihilism from this, that's what they're driving, It's supposed to be this feeling of nihilism that, in a world this crazy, even the bad guys can be good guys. What are you staring off? Is there a bug in my room?
No.
Are you having nihilistic thoughts?
I just had an idea.
No, I'm not. Hold on. Let me get to my main point, and then you can have your big thing. But the thing is, it didn't impress upon us that bleakness. If you had seen just snapshots of Croc, living. I mean, obviously he has the condition that makes him how he is. Being beaten down again and again as a child, just society just beating these people down. That would be really nihilistic. And you could say, yeah, you know what? fuck it, in a world like this, you have to be fucked up. But it went for, like, kooky fun rather than really serious philosophy. And I think if they'd gone for that philosophy, it would have been a lot grittier of a movie. All right, now say your thing, because you're scaring me staring at the camera like that. What? Say your thing.
This film is about supporting the bad guys because they're going to take out the evil.
Mm-hmm.
This movie is American election this year. The Suicide Squad is Hillary Clinton, and and Bernie Sanders is Batman because he had a small part at the side, and then was taken out of the picture, and then they got to take out evil, which is Trump.
Where does Vladimir Putin figure into all this?
I don't know. The elder brother.
And who's Marvel? The EU?
I don't know.
Anyway,
but yeah. Enchantress is Trump, and the elder brother is Putin.
Spoilers: Enchantress is the bad guy. But here's the thing. So, I mean, see, the parts of the script were good, but some felt like they were like Waller's opening like monologue introducing all of the bad guys. Okay, some of the bad guys literally read like a 14-year-old. You know. Well, and then she says, "Oh, he's a real badass homie," and I'm like, ugh.
And they didn't even introduce all the main characters there.
No, they didn't.
The one who gets killed off, who gets running man.
He looks Native American.
Yeah.
Is he supposed to be Native
American? The one who gets running man, and that's technically a spoiler, but it's clear from the trailers he's not in any of the action scenes, but he's there at the start, so who's going to get blown up to show it's shit serious. But
also we have this girl Katana. We're going to give you like a little teeny bit about her. And before we left, my roommate was saying that you could basically make an entire film about her. Like,
well, you could, but the guy, he doesn't get a little introduction thing, and then his picture's on the wall with the other ones, and then he just comes in, so it's like, who's gonna die? I can't tell. What they should have done was given him the most epic and awesome one, or have the most recognizable DC villain they can in there, someone who you'd be like, oh, they're gonna do awesome stuff. Like, for instance, rewriting hat here, if you're going to have the Joker in the film and you really want to shock people, have Joker be part of the Suicide Squad and have him be the first one to die.
Oh. Yeah, but then they have to recast the Joker.
No, then the Joker's out,
good
then the Joker's out of the DCCU. I mean, they already did this with Jimmy Olsen. They killed Jimmy Olsen, Batman vs Superman.
Who apparently is in the CIA. I'm still not over that.
Yeah, but they killed him without actually revealing that it was him. With this one, they could have given Joker this amazing sort of thing and then suddenly kill him, and they still would have had flashbacks.
True.
Of course, the other rewriting hat here is the Joker should have been the villain. They should have been all like, put the Suicide Squad up to take out the Joker who's like gang boss thing.
But you don't tell Harley Quinn till the last minute.
Or Harley Quinn's there because she knows the way into the base.
Yeah.
And that's they keep a leash on her. And there you go. But no, apparently we need the Joker peppered in there being the worst fucking Joker in film, in history. I don't think the Joker was in the 1940s Batman serials. In fact, I'm very sure he wasn't because I've seen them. But if he was, he's worse. Actually, Jared Leto is worse than the fucking wizard from the second 1940s serial about this guy in a wheelchair who uses this machine to be able to walk and control cars. Jared Leto is worse than him. He might actually be worse than, the racist Japanese stereotypes who were the villains in the first Batman serial. And that serial included the line, Batman says, "Your twisted oriental brain."
Jared Leto is not good.
That's how bad Jared Leto is.
I just...
I mean, I might be the only one here, but I've always had a thing for hating Jared Leto. I mean, I don't know why.
He was okay in, what was the one about drugs?
Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah.
I laughed when he lost his arm. Did he lose his arm?
Yeah, he did.
See, I laughed.
Well, do you know, I watched it with my friend Sam, and the old prison guard who yells at him and his friend at the end? That's the author of the book.
Ah. See,
and Sam stopped the DVD to tell me that, and then I was like, I wrote the book.
You're ruining my thing, Jared Leto.
And then for the next 2 days, I was like, I wrote the book.
I have hated Jared Leto ever since I first saw him in Urban Legends 1. And
he does have very striking eyes, or he did in Requiem for a Dream.
The best bit in Fight Club is when he gets his face smashed up by Edward Norton.
Well, his band had a good song, as I recall.
And I
think I had it on MP3.
The only film I find Jared Leto to be tolerable in is Alexander, and that's because his irritatingness is overpowered by absolutely everyone because of the fact it's Alexander, which is fucking awesome.
He was not.
Plus, he's really understated in Alexander. It's just
and then all the stuff that he did, like apparently method acting the Joker, if I was one of the people casting the movie with him, I would be on the phone to my agent so fucking fast. I'd be like, do I have a SAG card or do I not? I need all of the lawyers.
And if he is actually a method actor and he just didn't want to be a dickhead for a while, then I want to know what method acting he did for Alexander, because he was playing Alexander's boyfriend. So what did you do? Did you pretend it was the year?
He went to bathhouses every fucking
Did you act as though you were an ancient Greek hanging around with a stupid Irish accent and fucking as many men as you could, Jared Leto? Because if you did, I want to hear about it.
It's just stupid. Like,
did you get your face mangled by Edward Norton for real?
Like, Will Smith was in the movie playing Will Smith.
Will Smith, who swears,
as he always does. Harley Quinn grates on me, but then again,
yes, I'm a good Harley Quinn.
I'm a big fan of the animated series Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
You know what I would watch? I would watch a movie with her and Poison Ivy, because they're canon. But
you can tell there was chunks that were severely re-edited. Probably not as much as Fun Four Stick, but like the big one that I just.
Oh yeah, you actually pointed out like the second after the frame happened.
Yeah, there's a bit where Harley Quinn is picked up by the Joker in a helicopter partway through, and now I would be amazingly surprised if we see a different edit of this, or we find out later on that we do not find later on that the context of the Joker coming and grabbing her was very different in the original cut, because there's a bit where they're under attack and then the Joker clearly pushes her violently out of the thing, like angry push, and she goes out, and then suddenly the next shot is the Joker with the sound as though he's trying to save her, like reaching forward, but actually the visual is clearly him pushing her forward.
I figured that he pushed her out over the building knowing that she could tumble and to save her from the explosion.
That's what I assumed originally, but then they cut back to him reaching forward, so it's like, no, they were trying to say that he was trying to save her, so there's something fucked up in the editing there, and I got the feeling it was one of those typical old school Joker being a violent asshole to Harley Quinn, and they probably did it to soften the Joker, because apparently even the fucking Joker has to be a nice guy in the context of villainy.
And it was just so like it was nudging you in the ribs the whole time, going, huh, like, hey kids, look, it's the Flash, stop it.
Yeah, the MC, the references for other characters. They're doing the sort of stuff that Marvel started doing in Phase 2, like, for instance, Falcon turning up in Ant-Man, like that sort of thing, but now they're doing this is their third film.
Good.
I mean, The Flash still hasn't got his own film, and all he's had is
the TV show where he's played by somebody else.
Yeah, he's had 2 cameos, and that's it. He's lucky the TV show's on, or people would be really confused.
And the thing was that the music shifts were so inconsistent that, like, when she was going through the secret dossier in the middle, it was like going from song to song. It was basically like you were switching tabs in Chrome. Different songs you had open in YouTube.
Yeah. And there's a bit later on where for some reason Will Smith finds the file on the Enchantress, and then gets really angry and demands that Flag tell them information. And I'm still not sure why they were angry at him.
Basically, he's like, "Yeah, I was fucking her," and they're like, "Oh."
And they're like, "Rage, rage, rage! You tell them what you did."
Also, he's a pretty shitty guy, Flag. Like, I really got sick of him at the end.
What the
like, the only cool thing is, like, they're after Flag again. I said, capture the Flag. Like, but no, I was so sick of him, because I thought it would be, like, turn out to be one of those things where, like, Waller had serious dirt on him. And, like, he would be reduced to, like, a crying mess of, you know, at the end, is be like, look, you guys know, you have to know that I've done all these horrible things, but, you know, she let me still be her guy, you know, like, but it wasn't. He was just kind of an asshole, redeemed by the fact that he loved a girl.
The girl who
basically said to him at the beginning, if she takes over, you have to kill me. You know, like, and that's exactly what happened. And he's like, "Oh, I'll kill you."
And then they're like,
"Okay." Lived at the end.
And then they're all like, for most of the film, they could have stopped the Enchantress at any time by destroying her heart, and Waller decided not to.
Yeah.
I still have no idea why. Yeah. I mean,
here's the thing about Waller. I felt bad because you dislike her, obviously. She's the bad guy. Okay, well, a bad guy. So you want the Suicide Squad are your protagonist. So you're like, oh, okay, I'm hoping for them, and she's being bad to them. But at the same time, I felt bad hating, like, thinking against her, because I'm like, look, you know, here is this woman of color who has, you know, risen to a top position in her field, you know, by not taking any shit doing what has to be done, even if it's horribly immoral. Because, like, at the when things first start to go, pear-shaped, I was thinking, oh, all those guys, all those white generals are just going to be like, oh, well, see, your crazy idea didn't work. And that never happened, and I was kind of pleased about that, because I was like, good, go on, you. But then at the same time, like, why do I have such conflicted feelings about this person?
Really shows the difference between the MCU and the DCCU when you compare Waller to Nick Fury, the equivalent, because Waller would definitely be a villain, probably a Hydra agent.
Yeah, she would be Hydra.
In the MCU.
They wouldn't even have to like lay like the benefits package on the table. She'd be like, "Oh, hail Hydra! I'm so about that. Where do I sign up? Thanks." But yeah, like, so I have conflicted feelings about her. But what are you gonna do? And the ending was disappointing. Okay, they beat the bad guy. That's grand, and the guy's girlfriend is alive. But they're like, remember, you're still in prison. And you're like, oh. Well,
and Diablo turns into a Ghost Rider version of
Aztec god
what do you call him? The Aztec god from Mortal Kombat X.
I can't pronounce it.
I forget his name.
A lot of X's involved. The only god I know is Quetzalcoatl, and that's the.
Oh no, it's a character.
Snake.
It's a character
in Mortal Kombat.
Because
I've played as him and still lost to you. So.
He's a very bad character, but I cannot remember his name.
An Aztec god.
Kotal Khan, that's it. Yes, it's Ghost Rider Kotal Khan that Diablo turns into for some reason.
Oh, I get it. He was an old god all along, because he can speak god tongue, so...
But apparently, I never picked up
on it. Kind of pissed me off that he died at the end, spoilers. I was like, oh...
And,
if there we shouldn't even have to say, you should know that we're just going to go right into spoilers. Put a caption in the beginning and be like, there's spoilers.
They should... Do I still have makeup on from filming? Maybe.
Like, under your glasses.
Okay.
It'll be fine. He'll probably come back for the sequel.
Nah.
He was my favorite character, actually, quite honestly.
If, they really badly, again, same problem with Batman vs. Superman, you needed to set up the universe before you launched into this. I mean, I wouldn't even suggest the MCU try to do a Suicide Squad type film. I mean, a villains team-up film. Theoretically, they could, but... Like, I'm trying to work out villains who could possibly be in it in the MCU. I'm thinking an extremist guy from Iron Man 3, Batroc the Leaper from Winter Soldier, the Abomination from the Incredible Hulk. I can't think of many others who are still alive.
I mean, I'm sure there's like a wealth of bad guys to be plumbed from the history of the MCU.
Yeah, but you want to have established characters so people don't get confused.
Well, that's the thing, is it's like, the Joker. Like, it's like how people always say, do you really have to kill Batman's parents again? We know Batman. We get it. It's like Sherlock Holmes. You don't have to tell us who Watson is. We got it. Like, characters who are that steeped in conscience, like, you don't have to tell us who the Penguin is. We know this. So a lot of, again with Lex Luthor, but, like, Katana, I don't know who the fuck she is.
That's why they needed films. They needed these guys.
Boomerang Jack or Captain Boomerang.
Most of these characters should have been minor or major villains in previous DC films in order to set this film up.
Yeah.
I mean, even when this was first announced, I had that feeling. I still do. I was right. They should. Yeah. I mean, they should have used recognizable villains.
Just introduce Deadshot and Diablo. And then that's it. Have everyone else be Batman specific.
Well, Deadshot is a Batman specific villain.
Well, I don't know.
So Deadshot.
Like I said, my knowledge purely extends to
if they'd had
the animated series. That's
I don't think he ever appeared in the animated series, but like he's appeared in like 2 of the Arkham games, I think. But for instance, if they'd had Deadshot in a Batman film, if they'd had Captain Boomerang turning up as a minor villain in the Flash film. If they'd had Diablo turning...
Or he could have been like one of the guys trying to deal... he could have been trying to fence stolen stuff to the arms dealers in Batman v Superman. So he could have been like in a scene being interrogated or something like that.
Yeah, but they should have established these things. Like, this one, you're setting up all these different characters. You're just, being all like, oh look, here's a guy who's a mutant crocodile man. Oh look, here's magic. They're just throwing all these things in. Marvel... very sensibly separates them out in order to make the world organically weirder. While this one just sort of throws them all there like a giant rock.
For Christ's sake, in November, we're going to get fucking, like, mind-bending, reality-breaking magic. And everyone's like, oh, that works. Yeah,
and it will work, because...
It started slow.
It started...
Like I said, it's your friend's first time DMing, and everything is cracked out because he looked in all the source books and wrote down all the stats for all the really crazy, really weird stuff. Can't keep plot together. I mean...
A little bit like that, yeah. But Marvel did it organically. Yeah. This one is terrified of, the fact that they're way behind Marvel and they're getting further behind.
It's like the harder they try, the more they fail.
And,
that was very profound of me. That's what you should call this video. Suicide Squad. The harder they try, the harder they fail.
Maybe. I might forget.
Should just say vlog.
Backseat critique.
Oh, that's true.
But the
I'm not smirking on purpose. I had dental work this morning and my mouth is still sore, so I had to keep going like that.
Wonder Woman. A lot of people think it looks okay. I think it looks shit. It looks like a Marvel film, but like a bad Marvel film.
I'm just excited because it's going to be a World War I period piece, which is not something you often get.
I mean, I've wanted to do a World War I period piece in the MCU, but they don't return my calls. I wanted to do Union Jack.
That'd be awesome, actually.
As a World War I spy movie.
Marvel, if you're watching the show.
Yeah.
But I am CEO of Marvel, and I would like to offer you.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Black Panther's suit. I don't know if this was in the comics. I'm not a big Black Panther expert, but Black Panther's suit in the film is vibranium weave, and I was like, whenever I was like coming with my hypothetical ideas for Union Jack film, I was like, very genius. Spider silk and vibranium weave. That would be a perfect suit for a ninja sort of spy assassin in World War I. Yeah,
and the British had all their fingers in all sorts of pies in Africa at that point in time. They could have been trading with the Wakandans.
Yes, they could have, or they could have
Wakanda's never been conquered, has it? It was never
conquered. Yeah, colonized. So they could have stolen some, or they could have traded for it, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Or like the king of Wakanda at the time gave like a wee bit to like the queen.
Yeah.
Or the king. Was it king? World War I?
King.
Yeah. Well, no, he gave it to Queen. The previous king gave it to Queen Victoria.
Oh, is that
as a goodwill gift, and it's been held in like.
And then it was melted down into various
and
things.
then because when the Empire needed him, come on, someone write this down.
Just and in World War I, if you look at the imagery of him in World War I, he's got this
frame.
He's got this. He's got the sort of the pirate boots and everything, and wears black, but he's got the sort of Union Jack sort of chest piece, which you can make. The vibranium weave is there, so that's all bulletproof. It's like a target. Yeah,
and you even have a custom-made bad guy because they're fighting the Germans, like they were fighting the Germans in World War II. Proto-Hydra.
Not just Proto-Hydra. Captain. Traditionally in the comics, Union Jack fights his brother, who is evil, who works with the Germans, and is a vampire. You could cut the vampires thing, that's fine. Okay. But you could make the crossover there with Proto-Hydra that his brother was Proto-Hydra.
Yeah, that rewrites itself.
Although if you look at Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it wasn't Proto-Hydra, it was Hydra. It was the Hydra World War II was a sort of an...
Hydra 2.0.
A sort of weird offshoot of the original Hydra, which had a slightly different purpose. Okay. I'm not going to go into what exactly they're doing because it's stupid. Okay. But, Wonder Woman...
Throw money at us. We'll write you a screenplay.
But Wonder Woman...
Who would you cast for it?
It would have to be someone... Honestly, I think the guy's a real irritating presence on screen, but he would have been perfect for this. If he wasn't ruining Doctor Strange, I would have probably cast Benedict Cumberbatch, because Union Jack is a nakedly upper-class, gentlemanly sort of gentleman soldier type character, and so you need someone who's nakedly upper class.
Romantic Ram. He could still do it.
Oh no, he's got to be as white as the driven snow. Oh. Because upper class English World War I.
That's true.
Old family.
I don't know many English actors.
So Benedict Cumberbatch would have been perfect, and I said he was ruining Doctor Strange, and I mean that. What they should have Doctor Strange should have been Littlefinger from Game of Thrones. Using any of the accents he tries to do and fails to do.
I can't disagree with that. Because he does play
Yeah.
kind of close to the vest kind of characters. But.
And if you observed British TV in the mid-90s, you would have seen a scene in a show in the original Queer as Folk, where Littlefinger fucked the blonde lead from Pacific Rim.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
But anyway, so we have to talk about Marvel anyway.
But
it's not
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah, Wonder Woman doesn't look very good, and the theme...
The Justice League trailer looks terrible.
The theme music for Wonder Woman, which Junkie XL came up with, it sounds like the very start of Immigrant Song being played by gerbils on electric bagpipes, along with the... It's the worst piece of music I've heard in a superhero film for a long time, except for the ones in this.
Well, these were like actually licensed good songs.
Not all of them. Some of them were bad.
Some of them were bad, that's true. Like, I can't stand the White Stripes. Sorry. I hate Seven Nation Army. I hate the White Stripes.
Because there's 7 of them.
Like, I like Eminem, but they should have used a different... They should have used... You know, they should have used Love the Way You Lie, although maybe Rihanna...
You can tell that the song King thing came directly from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
But Guardians, it was clever, because A, it was new, and B...
Yeah.
It was built into the narrative.
It was used sparingly.
And built into the narrative.
Yeah.
In this one, it was just like...
Oh, he's jamming out to a retro song. Why? Because he's still wearing a fucking Walkman. That's why.
Yeah, and then this one, it's just like, nah, song. But
the thing is that they did the thing that happened also in I noticed this in Ghostbusters when they were wailing on the theme and they stopped. It could have, like, diminished and kept on going in the background. It could have, like, let something to it. But, like, this, like, they're down in this, Black Ops military prison in somewhere in the swamps of Louisiana, so they have the animals, a House of the Rising Sun, but then kill it immediately. And I was like, I like that song. You could have milked that for so much more than you did.
I think the Animals were an English band.
Yeah, they were.
Okay. But it is a good, yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what the best version of that song is? I had a copy and I lost it. It was called The House of the Evil Dead. And it was a version of the song, with lines from Evil Dead interspersed in it as though it was the House of the Dead. As though it was the cabin they were talking about. It was so cool. It's almost as good as the Transformers the movie version of One by Metallica. Which, of course, is based
the cool thing about it is you have, like, the song is, like, you guy with his deep voice telling about, like, sin and ruination and all that kind of stuff. And then you all of a sudden, wait, stop, organ solo. That's right, motherfuckers. I do love that song, I really do. I don't like it anymore. But yeah, it just... There's so much was wrong. And I'm like, okay, here's the thing. So, you are a screenwriter. You've written screenplays.
Yes.
You've gotten awards for screenplays.
Well, I've got one award, and I got a nomination for a play.
Right, well, that counts. But you know what you're talking about. You have a qualification in TV tech.
Yeah.
And, like, that kind of stuff.
BSc in film production.
I'm a second-year psych person. I'm an office slave and a wage slave. I work in retail, and I worked in corporate America. And I have no experience. I've never gone to film school. Okay, I'm a writer, but, that's not the same thing.
You're really good at prose.
Yeah. But then, like, I sit and I watch these films and I'm like, these people are professionals. They're paid millions of dollars to do this kind of thing. Like,
writers are usually on
No, just everybody.
Yeah, but the script, like, if you're talking about the script, the writer is usually the lowest on the totem pole of the big creatives involved in film.
But then a lot, these things go through levels and levels and levels of people and approvals and stuff like that. But, like, and I watched this, I'm like, how could you not notice that all of these things are wrong?
Very easily, because they do notice. The writer is lower on the totem pole, not just financially.
Not just the writer, just everybody.
Not just on the thing, in the creative, in the financially, creatively. Basically, if someone who's higher up there and an idiot gets to tell them, tells them something, they have to do it.
But then how do you get to be paid so much money and be that higher up idiot?
It's called failing upwards, where you do a job and you're good at it, you get promoted. You do a job, you're good at it, you're promoted. You do a job, you're terrible, you stay in one place, you're not promoted. So you are promoted.
You rise to your level of incompetence. I think I've heard that before.
Yes, basically that's how film works, or because you're friends with someone who knows someone who knows.
But then you see films that come out that are so good, and they're like every part of it is so good, and you're like, why don't they hire those good people?
Because good people make bad films. The director of The Godfather.
I've never seen The Godfather.
Okay, Godfather and Apocalypse Now, Godfather 2, Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah, I've heard of him. He did Dracula.
Bram Stoker's Dracula, which a lot of people don't like, but I think is awesome.
It was alright.
He directed Jack, starring Robin Williams, where he ages 10 times faster.
That was a really bad choice.
Bad films, although that was done
because, like, there's a real disease called progeria
that's what he was meant to have had.
Yeah, and I don't agree with that because kids with progeria basically they look like teeny old people.
Yeah.
So not only is their body rapidly aging and they have a shit ton of health problems, but like they can't make friends because people treat them like shit. In fact, all society treats them like shit. And I'm like, this is not how progeria works. Like, hire a child actor or hire a child with progeria to play this role, not Robin Williams, because this is not fun and kooky. This is horrific.
But my point is, that film, I believe, was just done for, because he was paid to, because I think he had like a bankruptcy or something. Mm-hmm. But good filmmakers don't deliberately make bad films. It's usually, they do the best they can. They try to make the best shots for what they've got. You know, the script, they try to make the script better, but then it's not perfect, and then they just choose the best shots. And sometimes they come out better than others. I mean, like, look at my episodes.
Yeah.
Okay. Which of them do you think is the best?
Hold on. I'm yawning and I'm in pain. Well, I don't... You mean the ones that were the funniest or the ones with...
Your favorite?
Left Behind.
Okay, your favorite is Left Behind. Now...
Because that was the first new episode that went up right after I watched all your backlog on Geek Fight. Was it Geek Fighters?
Geek Fighters, yeah.
Yeah. And then I was like, it's a new one. And it just, like, crystallized. And I was having a crush on you.
But my point is, you've got that, okay?
Uh-huh.
Now, think of the worst one.
Well, I'll probably have to be one of the vomit gore ones because I don't like those movies and I'm not.
Okay. Now, all these
but a lot of other people have liked
You've got all these different factors which are included.
Yes, but you can't objectively say because I like something or don't like it makes it good or bad. Like,
yes, but the film, you're talking about good or bad films. You're talking about from your likeness, because the film is an art form. You can't say definitely it's good or bad. Yeah,
but usually, you know, when a lot of people all over the world say, this is really grand, or this is really horrible.
They're sometimes wrong.
That's true, but...
I mean, because there's no objective way to do it.
Yeah, well, but here's the thing, I don't know, it just seems like my criteria for usually a film was I entertained? And well, yeah, I guess so. If that happens, I mean, that's grand, but if like, oh, we come back, like, oh, this was so good, like, we didn't get to do a vlog just for various reasons, many of them being that we were in Canada, but we saw Star Trek Beyond, and I really liked it. I think I'm going to get it on DVD when it comes out. I'm like, you know what, this felt like a really genuine, you know, heartfelt adaptation of the original series. You know, I thought Carl Urban did a fantastic job again. It really, the set design on the planet really evoked, and the score too really evoked, you know, the original series. And I thought that was really good, you know, but I know that you'll probably see it, be like, oh, that one alien was wrong color, and
it was the least worst since the Borg.
Right.
But we've got to end this because the thing's about to go.
Oh, that's true. But we should probably go to bed.
Suicide Squad's bad. Generally.
You're gonna go see it, or you're not. That's the crack of that. Although it would have made a better video game.
Bye-bye.